Schano-White.
Good evening, everyone. Look out, motorists. It's going to cost you more to drive your car. President Reagan today lifted all federal price controls and allocation controls on gasoline and fuel oil. Now, experts are calling the president's order a multi-billion-dollar decision that will immediately affect consumers at the pumps. Some analysts say gas could rise by as much as 13 cents a gallon. The president says his order is a positive first step toward a balanced energy program. But for most consumers, it just means more money out of their pockets. Laurel Sauer reports on the effect of today's ruling for motorists in our area.
It doesn't look good for area drivers over the next couple of weeks. Although the price increases here at the pump have already started, they're slight, just a few cents. But those few cents are going to add up.
In my opinion, the oil companies will increase that price in small graduated figures over a period of time in order not to create too much impact on the consumer all at one time.
Gradual or not, and like it or not, gas is going up. Around the area, regular gas was at $1.16 a gallon last week, and this week sells for $1.20. Unleaded jumped 4 cents in 4 days. It sells for $1.26 today. All in all, consumers can expect to pay more for gas over the next 8 months, with experts saying the summer prices will probably level off around $1.50 a gallon.
Something you got to live with. I mean, overseas they've been paying these prices for years already, so there's nothing I can do about it or anybody can really do about it, so you just got to live with it.
Well, I think it's terrible. It's a ripoff.
Why?
Well, I mean, you know, people can't afford it as it is, much less, you know, poor working man. He need to give him a little break.
Are you going to conserve any, do you think, to maybe save some money?
Well, you're going to have to stop driving a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
That's about it.
I drive quite a distance to work, and the salary I make and the distance I have to drive, it doesn't make any sense.
Most consumers we talked to today readily agreed with that statement, but sentiment aside, it looks like gas prices will not be going down in the near future. In fact, most retailers believe they will continue to climb up. Laurel Sauer, Channel 12 News, West Palm Beach.
Spiraling gasoline prices will not only have an adverse effect on motorists here in Palm Beach County, but statewide as well. Representative Ray Liberty was in the Palm Beaches today. I asked him what effect he thinks the president's move will have on local industry.
I think it's going to have an effect. It's going to have an effect with increased prices per gallon. It's going to have an adverse effect on some of our tourism.
Representative, what do you think this is going to do to Governor Graham's proposed gas tax increase?
It's going to put a damper on it. There's no doubt about it. But if I know the governor, and I remember him as senator and 2 years as governor now, I would think that he would not totally give up the idea. The contrary to a lot of opinion, I think he's very well committed to some form of accumulation of dollars through some structure for road purposes. My only problem is, again, we had better utilize that $500 million in the bank first before we commit to any other type of program.
Liberty, who said the legislature will fight the governor on a gas tax increase, calls any proposal to hike taxes absurd considering the $500 million surplus currently in the state coffer. The bad economic news for consumers isn't limited to just gasoline. Telephone customers around the state may be receiving higher bills in the coming months. As we hear from Jim Allen, economic conditions are forcing Southern Bell to ask for a comprehensive rate increase.
Southern Bell filed for a $147.2 million rate increase with the Florida Public Service Commission today. A Southern Bell spokesman said they are suffering from the effects of rapid inflation and a continuing period of high customer demand. The request includes proposals that would cut down on some customer charges and give users more control over their bills, but residential customers will still see higher rates.
The increase for a residence customer that's been proposed is only $3.60. In West Palm Beach, just to carry out that example, that would be an increase from $11.05 to $14.65. And the business customer would have an increase of $6.25.
Southern Bell officials also say beginning in March, the company will refund some $12 million in 1980 earnings that exceeded the Public Service Commission's earnings ceiling. But they have also requested that the 9.02% ceiling be increased to 11.07%. Southern Bell officials say even with the proposed rate increase, the telephone would still be one of the best bargains available to Florida consumers. Jim Allen, Channel 12 News, West Palm Beach.
And if higher gas prices and phone bills aren't enough, it looks like vegetable prices are going up again. That's because the cold snap earlier this month destroyed thousands of acres of vegetable crops in Palm Beach County. Robert Smith says while you're wondering how you're going to pay your grocery bill, growers will be wondering how they're going to stay in business.
Palm Beach County vegetable growers were not completely wiped out by this month's freeze. That's the good news. But there is bad news, and that is that growers are wondering if they'll be able to make a profit on this season's crops. One grower isn't sure.
Eastern Palm Beach County has been the least of the affected areas of the winter vegetable producing areas in Florida. We have managed to hold losses down from 10% to 30% on most vegetables, with some tender vegetables like squash and cucumbers 100% wipeout.
Rodriguez says because the freeze was widespread and in some cases disastrous, many growers are predicting produce prices will jump dramatically in the next few days. Rodriguez also says he's going to be cutting back on employees and man hours in the next few days. He says there isn't enough work to do right now. But today, the people still on the payroll were trying to salvage what's left of the winter vegetable crop. But farmers say what's saved won't be enough to keep produce prices down for the immediate future. Robert Smith, Channel 12 News, Palm Beach County.
And when Channel 12 News continues, there's a battle brewing between the state and the county over Air Force Beach.